If your content is getting likes but no leads, this is the exact shift that turned my post into 31 qualified leads in 1 month. If you're a business owner or a service provider and you're currently accustomed to getting sales through word of mouth and referrals, but you want to learn how to use social media in order to bring in an additional stream of leads as well as bring in an additional stream of revenue, then this live is for you. This live is also for the six-figure coach where you already have an audience, but you're not really sure how to convert your followers into customers. I want to show you how you can do that with your video content without paying for ads. This live is also for the business owner where you are ambitious. You want to learn how to sell in your videos without sounding salesy. I'm going to show you the exact strategy that I use in order for me to gain 31 leads in 1 month just by posting video content. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Hey, Kwanda, how you doing? Thank you all for coming in. If you are a business owner or you are a service provider, feel free to drop the name of your business in the chat. If you are not a business owner, but you're sticking around because you want to be motivated, that's pretty cool. Feel free to drop the city or state that you're tuning in from. I am in New York City. It is 9:09 in the morning. So just let me know where you're tuning in from. I can go ahead and shout you out. If you're a business owner, I can go ahead and shout you out as well. Hey, Ryan, how you doing? Hey, Art Life Dad, how's it going? Hey, Sharonda, how's it going? And Janilla Vanilla, love that name. Awesome. So thank you all so much for tuning in today. Again, I'm talking about the one marketing shift that got me 31 leads in 30 days. And I want to share it with you as well. So you want to grab your notebook, grab your pen, take note, take action, make some money, honey. Why? Because action takers are money makers, not time wasters. We're going to be together today for about 45 minutes to an hour. I'm going to be dropping a lot of gems to help you take your social media to the next level so that now when you're posting your content, you can actually see the leads coming in and then you can convert them into customers. Hey, Janine, how are you doing? Let me know how things are going. Hey, Amazing Digital Life, how's it going? Right? Okay, so who am I? I'm Shamar Star Cox, TV producer and marketing coach. My goal is to help 6 and 7 figure business owners get seen and get paid by creating binge-worthy videos on social media. What I'm doing today is I'm going to be sharing with you the number one marketing shift that got me 31 leads in 30 days. I want to share it with you so that you can be able to do the same thing as well, right? And so I'm actually going to be sharing my 4-step method, which is called the cash method. I teach it to all of my clients. This one method helped take me from making $21,000 in 2022 to making $117,000 in 2023. It works without ads. All it takes is your energy and you posting video content so that you can get there. As you're tuning in right now, feel free to share this live video out with others, right? So all you have to do is hit the arrow at the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, invite some of your friends in, invite some of your business besties in. Don't keep this live to yourself because I'm going to be sharing a lot of gems to help you take your business to the next level. So I'm just asking you to pay it forward by sharing it with others as well. And then if you have any questions, you can feel free to drop it in the chat. Or if you just like what I'm saying, just be like, hey, girl, I love what you're saying. The more that you engage with this live, the more that social media pushes it out. Doesn't matter what platform you're on, whether you're on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, or YouTube. If you engage with this live, then the social media platforms will push it out. So I'm just asking you to pay it forward by sharing it with someone else, liking this video, and commenting as well. All right, we got Central New Jersey in the building. Verizon Fios door to door. Nice. So Janilla Vanilla, am I saying that right? It seems like it rhymes, right? How are you enjoying doing Verizon door to door? I love that. Awesome. And you're not that far from me, by the way. I'm in New York City. All right, so we're gonna go into today. Hey, Sydney, how you doing? Sydney Mo, thanks for joining me today. I'm gonna share this quick story, and then I'm gonna give you the 4-step cash method which helps you to make cash online by converting your followers into customers. Again, I teach this method to all of my clients and it works. It's the same strategy. It's been working for the last 4 years. So there's no point in changing it. So right now, if you're accustomed to getting sales through word of mouth and referrals, and you're not really sure, how do I put out my video content to get people from watching to buying? That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm going to teach you today. If you are accustomed to putting out video content, you're posting 3 or 4 times a day, your views are stuck between 200 and 300, but you're not really sure how do you get your people from and commenting on your post to actually buying from you, then that's exactly what I'm going to be sharing with you today. And lastly, if you're a business owner or a coach and you're accustomed to the links going up in your the clicks going up in your bio, so like you have your website's there right now, and you're recognizing that people are actually clicking on it, but they're not checking out. And you want to know, how do you get them to move to checkout? This 4-step cash method is going to help you. So again, don't keep it to yourself. Invite others into this room today so that they can also be blessed. So I want to share this quick story, and then I'm going to give you the 4-step method, right? So it took me 6 months to make $5,000 on social media, right? It took me, I should say, it took me 6 months to sell a $5,000 offer on social media, right? How many of you would have quit in month number 3? So back in 2022 is when I first started going live with my audience. I was going live on TikTok only, and I was nervous and scared. The very first time I went live on TikTok, I did not know what to say, right? I said, I'm going to set up my equipment for everyone to see, because at that time, people loved seeing my video content. And I went ahead and I set up my equipment, and in 5 minutes, I was done. And I had nothing else to say. So in 5 minutes, I ended my live video. How many of you that ever happened to you before, where you went live and you just did not know what to say? So you stayed on for 5 minutes, you may have stayed on for 10 minutes, and then you got off and never went live again because it was so embarrassing. That's where I was, right? I didn't know what else to say. So I just ended the live abruptly, and I didn't go live again for a couple of months because I just didn't know what to say. And then I realized that I wanted to be able to convert my followers into customers. So I started to go live again, right? But here's the thing, I was told, so there was a coach that I had, and the coach encouraged us. He gave us a challenge. He said, go live and tell your audience that you have a 5K offer, right? And I thought to myself, challenge accepted. If it's that easy to make $5,000 on live video, right? So I did it. But the first month I went live, barely anyone joined, and my audience wasn't engaging with me. Am I talking to someone right now where that's what happens to you? You're going live and you recognize your audience isn't talking to you, and it feels like you're doing the heavy lifting. And then it feels awkward because it feels like you're talking to yourself. It's not like you can see them anyway. All you can see is yourself, right? So that's where I was in month 1, putting out the content, going live, and my audience was barely engaging with me, right? So month 2, I decided, well, let me start testing new topics to see what's going to get them to respond to me. So there I am going month 2, and now my audience is responding back to me. They're actually showing up. Month 3, I still haven't made any sales yet. At this time, I'm going live twice a week for the month, right? So every week I'm going live 2 times. So that's at least 8 times a week, 8 to 10 times a week that I'm going live and have made no sales. And this is month number 3 that I'm in now. How many of you would have gave up? How many of you would have been like, forget it, this strategy just doesn't work, let me do something else? Because I see a lot of business owners do that. You want to learn how to convert your followers into customers, but you won't allow the strategy time to work. You start giving up because, oh, well, it's not working for you, but it's working for someone else, right? So that's where I was, and I had a decision to give up in month number 3. But I decided, let me keep going, because at this point, like, my audience is really liking this and I'm enjoying it as well. And I'm so determined to make this sale. By month number 4, still no one's buying. And one of my coaches at the time tells me, you should give up. It's going to be extremely hard to get your audience from watching you to just paying for a $5,000 offer. And I'm like, nope, I refuse to give up. I'm just going to keep on going, right? Clearly, I'm one of those people where I have a lot of tenacity, and I'm just not going to quit. Month number 5, people still don't buy, right? And at this point, I'm thinking to myself, maybe this isn't working. I move into month number 6, and finally, someone raises her hand and she's like, I want to work with you. And I'm like, what? That was 6 months of learning what to say in my videos to get my audience to buy, of learning what to do in order to get my audience to engage with me and respond, and learning how to prompt my audience so that they can actually share the video, talk back to me, start showing up, training my audience when I was showing up. It was 6 months of going live on TikTok, before someone says, I want to work with you, right? And so I made $5,000 in that 1 month. But guess what happened? The next month, I made $6,000. And then I started selling my 5-day challenge, and I made $1,200 in 1 hour. I made $900 in 1 hour. And I recognized that all that work I was putting in beforehand was starting to pay off, right? And here's what I learned that social media is the easiest way to create scalable, predictable pipeline for sales. Once you know what video content your audience will watch, once you know what video content to put out to get them to buy, it will start to work for you like clockwork. But here's where people get stuck. If you do not have a scalable, predictable pipeline for sales, it's going to be really hard to get your audience from watching to buying. What's going to happen is they'll watch and they'll comment, "Oh, you're so inspiring," but they won't move forward with buying from you. And that's where some of you are right now. There are some of you where you're putting out video content, you're probably posting 2 to 3 times a day or 3 or 4 times a day. You're exhausting yourself. Your follower count is going up, but your bank account is not. Right? And so, what I want to show you is the cash method. This method is what actually helped me to start seeing my sales come in. Even though it took 6 months for it to work, let me tell you, it's still working because that was back in 2022. By the time 2023 hit, I was able to scale my business to $117,000. And now my offer is more than $5,000, it's $10,000, right? So if you're selling high ticket, anything over $1,000, you are a service provider, you are a business owner, you are a coach, and you want to know how do you use your video content so that you can reach your audience, whether you're going live or you're posting reels or you're posting TikToks, right? I want to help you to do that. I want to invite you to join us in the AI Content to Cash Challenge. In this challenge, we show you how to create content that sells in 5 days or less. Not only that, we're showing you how to use AI tools so you can create the content faster. So there's some of you in here where you're putting out content, but you're inconsistent because you keep running out of ideas. So we want to show you what content to create so you can never run out of ideas. Not only that, some of you are getting comments on your posts where people are telling you, "You're so inspiring. Oh my goodness, this really helped me." But when it comes time for them to buy, they'll tell you, "I can't afford." So we want to show you in the challenge how you can shift that so that now when you're putting out your content, instead of hearing, "I can't afford," you're hearing, "Where can I sign up? How can I work with you? I've been looking for you all this time and I'm so excited." Hey, Michelle, thank you so much for the love and support. Hey, Happy Now VIP. Right? So if you're in here and you're like, "I want to join you, Star, in the AI Content to Cash Challenge," go ahead and DM me the word challenge accepted along with your email address, and I'll personally send you an invite. If you're watching on TikTok right now, you'll see a white box that's displaying. It says DM challenge accepted. Click that box, type challenge accepted, send me your email address, and I'll personally send you an invite to the challenge. If you are on Instagram or you are on LinkedIn, all you have to do is slide in my DMs right now, type the word challenge accepted, send me your email address, and I'll personally send you an invite to the challenge. And if you're watching on YouTube, the link is displayed on the screen so that you can get access to the challenge right now. The next challenge date, thank you, Janilla Vanilla. I'm going to make sure that I send you that right after this live ends, or actually, it's probably in your DMs right now, so you should be able to check that out. So the next challenge date, because we actually just wrapped up August's challenge, the next challenge date is September 8th to September 12th, right? So September 8th to September 12th. So some of you in here are thinking to yourself, "Oh my goodness, that's a month away. I got all the time in the world." However, we do have a bonus that we offer to the first 5 people to sign up for VIP. And that bonus is an exclusive access to our AI Content Generator Pro. How many of you have ever shot a video and you've asked your audience to buy from you and they haven't bought? Yeah, Michelle says that's not a long time. It's not. It's only a couple of weeks away, right? But you've put out a video and you've told your audience, "Here's how you can work with me," but they haven't bought from you. Or some of you have started posting content, but then you stopped because you ran out of ideas. With this AI Content Generator Pro, it creates the content for you. What do I mean by that? It writes your scripts, It writes your captions. It writes your video hooks for you. It writes your headlines for you. It comes up with the content ideas for you. And I created this specifically for you in mind so that now the only thing you have to do is prompt it, shoot the video and post. Shoot the video and post. Why? Because you make money when you post. You don't make money when you're still trying to think about what to post. You only make money when you post. And so I created the AI Content Generator Pro. The first 5 people to sign up for VIP will get access to this. One of our clients last month, when she was using the AI Content Generator Pro, she was able to create a sales video that actually spoke the language of her dream clients. And she said, I told her, I can tell that you use the AI Content Generator Pro because on day 1 of the challenge, it was hard for her to get all of her ideas into one video. But by day 4 of the challenge, she was able to get everything into one video, all because of this AI Content Generator Pro to speak to her dream clients. So we're doing all the heavy lifting for you so that you don't have to do it. If you want to get access to the challenge, DM me the word challenge accepted, and I'll personally send you an invite. And now, when you're creating your content, you will be able to create content that sells. That's the goal. Again, it only goes to the first 5 people who signs up for VIP today. If you are number 6, you won't be able to get access to it. So I say instead of delaying and waiting, you want to hop on this now. Okay, awesome. Janilla Vanilla says, it's stepping stone to refresh my skills, set communication skills, and leadership. I'm always wanting to help others, trying to see if we can put them in better position being a personal rep. I love that. I love that. God bless you, Shamara. You are always persistent and consistent with your energy. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. Oh my goodness, Janilla Vanilla. Was it 10 years? Janilla Vanilla says, we met at Momentum Conference. I believe it was 10 years ago when I was 19. I remember that. That was a long time ago. Has it been? Yeah, it's been 10 years. It was 2015. That's amazing. Thank you so much for refreshing my memory about that. Okay, so who's ready for this cash method? I get excited because I love this cash method. It's super simple. It works every time. I teach it to all my clients. You don't have to run ads. You don't have to only rely on word of mouth and referrals. You can work this strategy and it will work for you, right? So the cash method that helped me to shift into getting 31 leads in 1 month is C stands for create, A stands for attract, S stands for shift, and H stands for handle, right? So one more time, if you're taking notes, this is where you want to take notes. The C stands for create, the A stands for attract, the S stands for shift, and the H stands for handle, right? So that's the cash method. And it is a simple way for you to start generating leads today if you put it into action. If you're taking notes, this is where you want to take notes because this is where it's going to help you. So the C, create binge-worthy content. Create binge-worthy content. This is what's going to help you to grow your audience. When you're putting out your video content, the number one goal is to get your audience to binge. Why? Because binging does 3 amazing things. The first thing it does is that it brings favor. It brings favor. What do I mean by that? Every single social media platform, their number one goal is to keep people on the platform, right? That's their number one goal. And if you can help keep people on the platform by binging your content, the algorithm will favor you and keep pushing out your content, right? So that's amazing. Instead of you fighting against the algorithm, you're now working with the algorithm and you're keeping people on the platform so that they can watch longer. And because of that, the algorithm now says, okay, this person's content is good. We're going to keep on pushing it. That's one reason why creating binge-worthy videos is so important. The next reason, and honestly, this is my favorite reason, is that whatever you binge, you buy. Whatever you binge, you buy. We're in a society where people are binging Netflix, they're binging Hulu, they're binging YouTube, and they're paying for it every single month. So what do? I show you how to create that same exact experience on your page so that now you can take your audience from just browsing to binging to buying. Because society's already accustomed to it, when they see your content, they're binging it, their next logical step is for them to buy from you. And trust me, it has happened with my client, Natalie. Natalie is a mom of 5. For those of you who are like, I don't have time because I have children. She's a mom of 5. She has her own business. She's a clarity business coach. And when she started working with me, before she worked with me, she was getting a couple of sales here and there, but she wasn't getting sales from her content. And so when I taught her the cash method, what happened? People started binging her content. She got a sale right away. And the person specifically said to her, I knew you were my coach because I was binging your content and I knew that I instantly had to buy. Right? So whenever you get your audience to binge, the next step is for them to buy. If they're not buying, chances are they're not binging. So you want to make sure that that's what you're doing. So again, when you create binge-worthy videos, your audience, you actually the algorithm favors you because you're keeping people on the platform and making them watch content longer, which is what TikTok loves, which is what Instagram loves, which is what YouTube and LinkedIn loves. So now the algorithm will keep pushing your content. And then the second reason, my favorite reason, is that people will buy because whatever you're binging, people will buy. They're already doing it. People are like, how many of you in here, you have a Netflix account? You can just drop a yes in the chat. If you have a Netflix account, drop a yes in the chat, right? I'm shaking my head yes because I have a Netflix account, right? And as you're writing yes in the chat, I want you to think about how many of you in here have a Hulu account, right? I'm saying yes again. If you have a Hulu account, you could drop a yes in the chat as well, right? So I have a Hulu account, so I'm raising my hand. Some of you are shaking your head because you can't write in the chat right now. And then lastly, how many of you have an Apple Music account or even an Amazon account? And I know I know a lot of you are like, yes, I do. Yes, I do. So some of you are shaking your head. Yes, you have these accounts. Guess what? You get to binge these accounts, but you're paying for it every single month. And I'm pretty sure it doesn't bother you. And so when you're creating content where people can binge, they're going to buy and it's not going to bother them, right? So again, so you want to create binge-worthy videos. The binge-worthy content is what's going to help to grow your following. It's what's going to help to build your authority. So when people start binging your content, that's when you'll see them engaging with your posts. That's when you'll see them watching longer, right? And the goal for you is to post with a purpose, and that purpose is profits. So not only are they binging just to get to know you and how you're going to help them, they're also binging so they can see how you can serve them, so they can see how they can buy from you. That's the goal. And so when you're putting out this type of content, now you're warming up your audience because they're getting accustomed to watching your short form content. Especially if you're posting on TikTok, Instagram, or even YouTube, they're getting accustomed to watching your short form content. Now, some of you in here are like, well, I'm putting out videos now, but my following isn't growing. I'm putting out videos now, but my engagement isn't growing. And it has to be absolutely frustrating. If you're doing all of this, but your sales aren't growing, your revenue isn't growing, your leads isn't growing, and neither is your following, then the chances is your messaging isn't resonating with your audience. See, some of you right now, what you're doing is you're going to ChatGPT and you're asking Chat to give you content ideas. And it is, but it's giving you very generic content ideas. It's not speaking the language of your dream client. And so now when you put out the videos, you get 100 views, you get 200 views. You probably get a comment or two, but one of those comments is from your best friend who just wants to support you. And it's absolutely frustrating because you have an amazing video. You have an amazing business. And you know that if more people knew about you, they would actually buy from you. So the question is, how do we get you from being the best kept secret to being the person that everyone buys from? And that's by shifting your messaging. That's by using messaging that actually speaks to your dream client. That's speaking their language. But if you don't know who your dream client is, if you're still telling yourself your dream client is Black women between the ages of 25 and 50, well, then that's the issue right there. Some of you haven't dialed in who this dream audience is yet. And so because of that, your content is very generic and it's not reaching anyone at all. So what can you do to shift, right? So I want to share Dr. Karen's story. Dr. Karen, she's a first lady and a real estate broker and super busy. So she doesn't even have a lot of time to create content. Who can relate to that? where you don't have a lot of time to create content because you're working with your clients, you're raising your children, your plate is full. That's where Dr. Karen was, right? But she started putting out video content on social media and barely anyone was checking for her because she wasn't speaking her dream client's language. So what was happening was her following was low and she wasn't getting any sales because she didn't know what to sell that would get her audience to buy from her. So what do? She started working with me and I helped her with her messaging and I helped her to create an offer that her audience wanted to buy. And what was the result? She was able to grow her following and people started reaching out to her and asking her, how can they work with her? How many of you would love to get that? When she launched her offer, 2 people bought and now she's still selling. So this is about 4 years ago. Now she's still selling it. How many of you would love to do that? And let me tell you, her offer wasn't $27. I don't teach you how to sell $27 offers. I teach you how to sell high ticket. So if you have an offer that's $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, that's what I teach you how to sell. For Dr. Karen, her offer was $3,500. She sold it to 2 people. That's $7,000. How would that shift your business if you were able to make $7,000 in a month just from social media content? Think about it. If you're already getting sales through word of mouth and referrals, how much more if you could bring on $7,000 just from your social media content? Would it be worth investing in social media? Would it be worth actually putting out the content that's going to reach your audience? Some of you are like, yep, it will definitely be worth it. Absolutely. And that's our goal. Our goal is to show you how you can put out video content that's going to reach your dream audience. Why? Because they're waiting for you. They're waiting for you. They're looking for you right now, and they won't work with anyone else but you. But will you show up in a way that they can find you and see that you're the person that they can work with? If you're like, that's what I desire, then I want to invite you again to the AI Content to Cash Challenge. Our goal isn't just for you to put out content, but it's to put out content that converts so that now you're converting your followers into customers. You're generating 31 leads a month. And let me say this is possibility because some of you, when you come in, you won't generate the leads right away. Why? Because your messaging isn't dialed in yet. But these are some of the results that our clients have been able to get in just 5 days. Erica, she was a school principal. She started a new business. She made $750 in 3 days in the challenge. Right? So those are some possibilities that can happen for you. But I want you to think about this. Where would you be 30 days from now? 30 days from now, would you be creating the content that's actually converting into sales, into leads, into followers? Or will you still be here watching other social media gurus and never posting, wondering, what can you do to shift? When our clients work with us, they get the clarity on how to structure their videos so that now when they're putting out the content, it's doing exactly what they want it to do. It's calling their audience in, it's attracting new leads so that they can actually sell. If you're in here and you're like, that's exactly what I want, consider joining us in the AI Content to Cash Challenge. All you have to do is DM me the word challenge accepted so that you can get access. Hey, Chanel, how you doing? If you are on YouTube, you can actually get access. The website is displayed on the screen. But if you are on Instagram, LinkedIn, or TikTok, feel free to DM me the word challenge accepted along with your email address. And the reason why I say send me your email is because sometimes the DMs don't go through, especially if you're not following me yet. Sometimes the DMs don't go through, right? So again, if you're one of the first 5 people to sign up for VIP, you get access to the AI Content Generator Pro. This Content Generator Pro will generate the content ideas for you based on who your dream client is. So some of you right now, you're using Claude.ai, you're using ChatGPT to generate content ideas, and you're putting out the video content, but it's generic and it's not reaching your audience. And it's absolutely frustrating because you're taking the time to shoot, but it's not actually converting. And so instead, with this Content Generator Pro, we help you. We do the heavy lifting for you. As long as you know who your dream client is, Once you write that into the Content Generator Pro, it will generate the content ideas for you so that now you don't have to do it. If your videos are stuck between 200 views and 300 views, that's a good indicator that your hooks aren't strong enough. And so with the AI Content Generator Pro, we generate the hooks for you. We actually tell you what to say in your videos to get people to watch longer. So if you're like, that's exactly what I want, join us in the AI Content to Cash Challenge so that we can help you. There are some of you right now where you're watching on TikTok and you're just watching on the outside. It's okay to double tap and come in. Come into the room. Join us into the room, especially if you have any questions. I will be so happy to answer the questions for you. For the challenge, we have 2 levels. We have VIP and we have Diamond Experience. VIP is for the business owners where you want to learn what video formulas do you need to have in your videos in order to get your audience to buy. It's for the business owners where you want to be able to ask questions of a coach and be able to get live responses. Our challenge is not pre-recorded. It's a live challenge where you actually get to be in the room. You actually get audited and feedback on your videos so that you know what's working and what's not working. But it's only for the high achievers and high performers who your business is already at 6 figures and you want to scale to the next level, where you are already selling a high ticket offer, anything over $1,000, and you want to know, okay, how can I get more people to see this? How can I get more people to buy? That's who the challenge is for. We also have the Diamond Experience level. The Diamond Experience is for business owners who value exclusivity. This is the ones where you desire to have some type of elite status, where you're meeting one-on-one with the coach without having to invest $10,000 to do that. When you are a Diamond Experience member, you get to meet with me one-on-one before the challenge starts. So as I said, the challenge kicks off September 8th to September 11th. If you join us for the Diamond Experience now, you can get your one-on-one elite content strategy session with me as early as Thursday. That's how quick it is. And our goal is for you to have this session before the challenge starts so that you will know what to say in your videos to get your audience to buy. And that way you can start creating content from today that's going to start converting. So if you're like me, I'm a Diamond Experience member. That's exactly what I want. When you DM me the word challenge accepted, type diamond in the chat and I will go ahead and send you the access to the Diamond Experience. Again, Diamond Experience is only for the business owners where you value exclusivity. You desire that one-on-one time with a coach without having to invest $10,000 into it. That's how we'll help you. All right. So today I'm sharing with you the #1 marketing shift that got me 31 leads in 30 days. And I shared the first strategy, right, in the cash method, which is called create binge-worthy videos. That's the first strategy, create binge-worthy videos. If your audience isn't binging, that's probably why they're not buying. And so I taught you a strategy to get your audience to binge your content so that now they can buy from you, right? Thank you so much for sharing the love of all of you. Thank you for sharing this live out. Thank you also for engaging and commenting. I really appreciate all the support. I'm going to move into the A in the cash method. The A in the cash method is attract leads with valuable lives. Attract leads with valuable lives. The ABCs of social selling is ABC. Always be converting. Always be converting. Your goal when you're putting out video content is to convert. Now, here's the thing. There are 3 types of conversions on social media. The first conversion is from it's from viewer to follower. From viewer to follower. So those are the people who are just watching you, but they haven't hit the follow button yet. There are certain types of content you can put out to get them to hit follow. The second type of conversion is from follower to buyer. Those are the conversions that helps to grow your sales in your business. It helps to grow your revenue in your business. Without these types of conversions, well, it's going to be really hard for you to scale your business. And then the last type of conversion is from follower to partner. These are the people that you get to partner with online where now when you are partnering with them, it helps you to reach a larger audience. You need all three types of conversions to be successful on social media. I remember when I first started, I was only focused on the first two, growing my following and getting my sales. But guess what happened? After a while, my following stopped growing. Who am I talking to right now where you have been posting on social media for the last couple of years and it's been a year since your following has grown? Whether you've been posting it on Instagram or you've been posting on TikTok and it's been extremely frustrating because you've tried everything. You've tried to run ads. You've tried using ChatGPT. You've joined this coaching program, that coaching program, but your follower count just won't grow. I've been there before, and it's absolutely frustrating. It's not that the algorithm has blocked you because it hasn't. You're not even shadow banned. The reality is your audience is just exhausted. They've seen a lot of what it is that you have to offer. So, what do you need to do? Partner with someone else. When you partner with someone else, guess what? Now you get to cross over into a new audience. That's why you'll see a lot of gurus going on other business owners' podcasts. You'll see them going live with other people. Why? Because it helps them to grow their audience outside of the algorithm. So for those of you where you have been putting out content, you've been doing your due diligence, but your following still isn't growing, consider partnering with someone else so you can branch over into a new audience. I've done this, and being able to do this, my following has grown, but not only that, I've been also able to land $10,000 clients because now I am partnering with someone else, right? So that is a strategy that we call profitable partners. And we teach that to all of our clients. Why? So that you don't have to be reliant on the algorithm. And all you have to do is partner with someone else when you're going live, when you're posting your video content, so you can reach a new audience. And now you don't have to feel like your content is stagnant. Now you don't have to feel like the best kept secret. And now you no longer have to feel invisible. That's super powerful, right? All right. That wasn't even the thing that I wanted to talk about, but I felt like I needed to help someone there because I know how frustrating it could be to put out content, to keep putting out the content and notice that your following isn't growing. Okay, so as I said before, this A stands for attract leads with valuable lives, right? This one strategy, going live with my audience, actually helped me to scale my business, right? In 2022, I was making $5,000 to $6,000 every 2 to 3 months. It was nice, but it wasn't a lot of money, right? So in the my clients, they were paying in full. So I was making a lot of money for that month, but then another 2 or 3 months will go by before I landed my next client. So that's what it was in 2022. When I implemented this live strategy where I was going live with my audience 2 times a week, now I do it 3 times a week, right? I was able to scale my business to $117,000, which means that I was making $8,000 to $10,000 a month just by going live with my audience. So there are some of you who are watching now, you've been considering going live, but there's some type of fear there that's hindering you. One, because you don't know what to say in your live videos. Two, because you don't know how long you should go live for. And three, because you're just nervous. You're nervous that people are going to judge you. You're nervous that you're going to embarrass yourself. You're nervous that you're going to mess up in your live videos. That's why you haven't done it yet. Or some of you, you've done it once, right? But after you did it once, you didn't do it again because something keeps coming up. You have a lot of clients. You got to take care of the family. You got to run the business. But I'm telling you right now, this strategy right here could be the difference between you making $5,000 months to you making $10,000 months. So I want you to think about this. If you're currently getting sales through word of mouth and referrals, it means that you're probably going to a lot of networking events, right? Each networking event is probably 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours of your time. And then you're walking away with 4 to 5 leads. But imagine going live 1 hour a day and walking away with 20 leads, 5 to 20 leads per video. Imagine that. Now you're going live 1 hour a day for 5 days. You're getting 20 leads per live video. That's 100 leads in 1 week, and you didn't have to leave your house. I'm not saying that word of mouth and referrals don't work, What I'm saying is social media helps to speed it up. That's it. We're not replacing what your system is now. We're advancing it. We're enhancing it. So if you're someone where you're like, yeah, that's exactly what I need, because you can only go to but so many networking events. You can only receive but so many referrals if your network is small. But imagine if you can significantly increase your network just from posting video content, just from going live. How would that shift your business? If you're like, that's exactly what I want to share this testimony with you. One of my former clients, her name is Christiana. She actually is a successful wedding planner, and that was her first business. And she owns a luxury wedding business, right? Wedding planning business. And then she decided, I want to start a new business online. And I want to show business owners how they can get to six figures in their business by actually working a certain system. That was her goal. So she started to work with me. Prior to working with me, she's putting out her content on social media, but it wasn't really reaching anyone, right? Nobody was checking for her. Her audience wasn't engaging with her. Just like you, she saw me live, and I was talking about how people can actually buy from you live, how they can buy from the videos that you are posting. And she was interested, so she joined the challenge. And I gave her a strategy that she can work so that she can actually start bringing in leads. She loved it. She worked with me one-on-one for 6 weeks. I helped her to create her offer, and I showed her this live strategy. Do you know that she got 10 new clients in 1 month from going live? 10 new clients. Her offer at that time, she was selling a boot camp or a challenge. It was $597. She made 5,900, 5,000, nearly $6,000. We'll just round up. She made nearly $6,000 in 1 month. How would that shift your business? Now, I want you to think about this. If you're already making, let's say you're at $8,000 a month from word of mouth and referrals, and then you're able to bring in an additional 6 or 7,000 just from your videos, you're already over 10K. You're already over 10K. You're close to $15,000 a month just from doing live videos. That's why the strategy is so powerful. And it works for all of my clients as long as you put the strategy to work. So if you're in here and you're like, this is what I needed. I needed a shift. I needed a way to enhance what I'm doing right now. That's not going to take up a lot of time. That's not going to frustrate me. Then join us in the AI Content to Cash Challenge. In this challenge, our goal is to show you how to use video content and live video to attract your audience, to increase your leads and your sales, to show you how to nurture your audience in a way that they actually want to invest high ticket into your services without you having to discount it. There are some of you right now where you're struggling selling high ticket. And when I say high ticket, I mean anything over $1,000. You're struggling to sell it because you keep thinking you have to discount it in order for people to buy. But can I tell you something? There are people in here where they want to buy from you without the discount. Why? Because depending on your price point, that will let people know if it is quality or not. I'm gonna prove it to you. For those of you who love to shop, would you ever purchase a Michael Kors bag from Walmart? You can drop a yes or no in the chat. Would you ever purchase a Michael Kors bag from Walmart? Probably not, because if you did, it will be a knockoff, right? And so that's what's happening with your audience. If you are telling them that you are the best in the industry and you can help them accomplish these types of results, and then you're telling them it only costs $197, they're looking at you like, nah, this is not real. It's not going to work. But you would buy a Michael Kors bag from Michael Kors store. And guess what? At the Michael Kors store, it's full price value. It's not discounted. They're not doing Black Friday. And so I show you how to sell high ticket to your premium buyers. That's the difference. Some of you, you're accustomed to selling to bargain buyers. How do I know? Because when you make your offer, they're telling you, I can't afford that. That's too high. Do you have a payment plan? Now, there's nothing wrong with payment plans. But the problem is you're only attracting people who can't afford your services. And that's because the language that you're using in your video content isn't attracting premium buyers. Premium buyers, they don't care what the cost is. They just want to know, will you be able to help them? And so that's what we show you in the challenge, how you can speak to premium buyers who can afford your services. So that now when you're putting out your video content, you're actually reaching high ticket buyers. You're actually selling your offer for $1,000 or $5,000 or $10,000. I've had clients come into the challenge and they have sold something for $1,000. And then by the time they leave their challenge, they've raised their price to $5,000. Why? Because I show you the value of what you're actually selling, which makes it a lot easier for you to sell. So if you've been struggling with your prices, you've been struggling with, okay, how do I sell $2,000? How do I sell $5,000? Then this challenge is for you because that is our specialty. We know exactly what content you should be posting in order to attract your audience, and then what to say in your videos to get your audience to buy without sounding salesy. So if you're in here, you're like, that's what I want. I want to be able to reach my audience. I want them to actually buy from me, and I want them to buy a lot. I want to make a lot of money in a short amount of time. If that is your thought process, then consider joining us in the AI Content to Cash Challenge. All you have to do is DM me the word challenge accepted. I'm going to grab my water real quick. It fell on the floor. Sometimes it's just moving all around, right? Okay. So I'm teaching right now the one marketing shift that got me 31 leads in 30 days. And this method works all the time. It works for all my clients. It has also worked for me. It is called the cash method. I already talked about the C, which is create binge-worthy videos to grow your following. That's what's going to bring people into your pipeline. Hey, Chanel, how you doing, honey? Thanks for joining me over here on TikTok. The A stands for attract leads with valuable lives. So going live, you can actually sell high ticket. The S stands for shift beliefs that's blocking the sale. Shift beliefs that's blocking the sale. You keep telling yourself, I'm not ready. I don't want to come off salesy. Who am I to talk about this? But these aren't facts, they're fears. They're not facts. They are fears, and they are hindering you from actually selling. I get people who come into my challenge, and on day one, they're so excited to sell. But by the time day 4 comes around, when it's time to put out the sales video, they freeze. Why? Because something in their mind keeps telling them, what if people don't buy? What if no one likes what you're selling? What if no one likes you? That's a belief that's hindering you from actually selling. It's blocking your sales. And let me tell you this, the energy that you're putting out is what's going to attract your people. So if you keep hearing things like, I can't afford, that costs too much, that means you're putting out energy that's attracting broke people. Now, some of you in here, and I've heard a bunch of finance coaches say this, we're in a recession. That's why it's hard for people to buy. Hey, Jada, how you doing? Right? But we're only in a recession if that's what you believe. Because there are people right now who love buying high ticket where they're not in a recession. They're making a lot of money and they're perfectly secure. And they can work with you if you actually showed up as such. So how do we shift your mindset? Well, first, I want to call out one thing to let you know that you are afraid to sell. Every time I say this, people who are watching are like, "Oh my goodness, that's me." If you're constantly putting out freebies to your audience, you're creating so many freebies. That means you're afraid to sell. If you have an email list and you only email them once a month because you don't want to bother them, that means you're afraid to sell. If you have a coaching program, a book, or you're selling anything, but all your videos is about inspiring your audience and you never ask them to buy, that means you're afraid to sell. And that is what's hindering you from actually hitting your revenue goals. There are some of you in here, hey Keish, how you doing? There are some of you in here where you don't even want to have conversations in the DMs. That means you're afraid to sell. And these are the thought processes that we want to break off of you so that you can now sell confidently. Why? Because people need your services. They need you, and they will not be able to receive their transformation. They will not be able to get healed, learn how to build generational wealth, learn how to lose weight or eat healthy. You plug in your business, they won't be able to receive their transformation if they never find you and they never work with you. And so our goal is to make sure that you're showing up, making an impact online, because there are people out there who are praying for the solution to their problem. And God has said that He is sending you. He's sending Chanel. He's sending Keish. He's sending Amazing Digital. He's sending all of you. He's sending Deb the counselor. He's sending Jada. He's sending I Prosperity. That's who He's sending to be able to help. But if you never show up, and if you don't actually sell to your audience, they're never going to get the help. Why do I know this? Because a lot of people, they don't value free. Think about your lead magnets that you're putting out and the people who are downloading it. Are they actually seeing a result? Maybe one or two people. Because there are people who have downloaded your freebies and they never put it into action. Why? Because there was no cost on their end. People just do not value free. And I get it, because there's a lot of gurus who tell you, you want to put out a freebie, put out a freebie, put out a freebie. Yeah, you should. If you don't have an audience yet, put out a freebie. But if you have over 10,000 followers and you've been consistently putting out great content, what if your videos was your freebie? What if your freebie was the video content that your audience gets to consume? And now when you put out your video content, you move them to the next step. Putting out your freebies, and I'm not saying don't put them out. I'm just saying don't overdo it. I have a client right now where every time she wants to increase, she creates a new offer instead of perfecting how to nurture her audience and sell to them. She has a fear of selling to her audience. She has a fear of sounding salesy and feeling icky. And it's this very fear that's hindering her from getting to her next level. Now, don't feel bad for her because she makes a lot of money in her business, okay? She has a $500,000 business, but her goal is to get to $1 million. And it's going to be extremely hard to do that when you're afraid to sell to your audience online. There are some of you where you're great selling one-to-one. You're great selling on Zoom. You're great selling when you're in the room with the people. But on video, it's hard because you can't see them. You can't read their faces. You can't pick up on their energy. It's like you're talking to yourself. And so what we do is in the AI Content to Cash Challenge, we show you how to rely on your spiritual gifts in order to sell one-to-many. What do I mean by that? There are some of you in here where you're Christians and Holy Spirit has given you a spiritual gift, whether it was prophecy or discerning spirits. I mean, there are other spiritual gifts, but these are the two that we use for selling. I know some of you just was like, oh my goodness, how do we go Christian real quick? I love teaching Bible marketing secrets to my audience. Why? Because I know that these marketing strategies that Jesus used always work, right? And so with your spiritual gifts, we show you how to use it so that you can actually be able to attract your audience and sell to them. So one example that I shared with my client last week in a challenge is discerning spirits. Discerning spirits is the ability to pick up on someone's energy. What are they feeling? What are they experiencing? And so we show you how to do that in your videos so that now you can sense, oh, this is who's watching right now. This is who's listening right now. This is who's tuning in. And this is who's going to listen on the replay. That's what we do. It's not you who's selling. It's Holy Spirit who's selling. Why? He knows what his people need to hear in order for them to be transformed. And true transformation comes at a cost. True transformation. You can't be fully transformed unless you have paid a cost. I remember the very first time I worked with my business coach. It was, I can't remember my business coach name, but I only invested $97 and I was completely lost. I didn't do any of the work. I had no idea what they were talking about because I invested $97. But my next business coach, I invested $6,000. And guess what happened? I built a six-figure business. Why? Because the $6,000 cost me something. So I made sure I showed up every day and I asked my questions every day and I implemented. There are people on your email list that they got there for free and they have not invested in anything. That's why things aren't working for them. And you're enabling them by consistently giving out freebies. At what point are you going to shift? There's always a cost of transformation. I've had people join my challenge for free. They joined my challenge for free and did absolutely nothing. Why? Because there was no cost associated. People pay to pay attention, and they pay even more to pay even more attention. That's why I love selling high ticket, and I love teaching you how to sell high ticket so that you can weed out the people who are lazy and don't want to do the work. They're just coming around so that they can, because they think if they can be in your circle, they can get the transformation. But they haven't yet realized that they have to do the work to get the transformation. But if you keep thinking, oh my goodness, I'm taking money from them, I don't want to sell, I don't want to sound salesy, you will never help your audience get to their transformation. And isn't that why you started your business? Didn't you start your business to make an impact? Doesn't impact come from people being transformed? And that transformation can be anything from, if you're a fitness coach and you're helping people lose 30 pounds in 30 days, if you're a relationship coach and you're helping people to love themselves again so that they can find the love of their life, if you are a photographer and you're capturing beautiful memories so that people who purchase from you, they will always have memories of their loved ones. If you are a business coach or wealth coach and you're helping people build generational wealth, you name your transformation. That's what you're helping your clients to do. But if you never tell them this is how much it costs for it, they won't do the work for it. They just won't. So I had a client who joined us in the challenge. Her name is Shanice, and she works in her business full time. At the time, she was a relationship coach. She was showing up on TikTok. She was getting the following, but she wasn't getting the conversion. And so we showed her, this is what you say in your videos to get people to buy. Do you know that when it came time for her to release her sales video, she was nervous? She had a voice in her head that started telling her, they're not going to buy from you. Remember what happened to you when you were younger? And she hesitated and she didn't post the video. That's what's happening to some of you. You get excited. Yeah, I want to make a lot of money in a short amount of time. But when it comes time to do the money-making activities in your business, you focus on everything else. Let me design my business card. Let me build my website. Let me go to this networking event and have a few drinks. You're not actually selling. Some of you, your excuse is constantly creating. I got to create this e-course. I got to create this lead magnet. I got to create this video and create this video and create this video. I'm editing now, but you're not actually selling. And that's why it feels like social media isn't working for you, because you're not working social media. Creating the video content is only 10% of the strategy. But what happened to the other 90%? The other 90% has to do with nurturing and selling your audience. And if you never sell to your audience, you're doing them a disservice because they will never be transformed. That's it. Just as simple as that. I have another client. Her name is Marie-Olen. She is a wealth coach. And when she joined us in the challenge, she actually suffered from perfectionism. But how many of you know that the root of perfectionism is fear? It's fear. Whether it's fear of sounding salesy, it's fear of being embarrassed, it's fear of making a fool of yourself. That's where she was. And on the first day of the challenge, she didn't do much because this perfectionism was hindering her from creating the videos. Part of our challenge is we teach you, and then you create the videos right then and there in the challenge. Why do we do that? Because if you can create the videos based on what you learn, then you can start seeing that it's working for you. So when I talk about my clients getting sales in 5 days or less, they're growing their following in 5 days or less, they're getting leads in 5 days or less, it's because they're taking what we teach them and then they're putting it into work in that moment. So Maria Yolene, she wasn't doing that because of perfectionism, but she recognized, oh my goodness, this is what's hindering me. And part of our challenge isn't just teaching you how to sell. The selling is a skill that you learn. It's also teaching you how to get out of your own way. So when we covered that mindset, it broke off of her. And guess what happened? She was able to finally start creating the content that sells. She worked with us in our academy and she came back and gave us a testimony. She got 6 new clients in 1 month. 6 new clients in 1 month. Her offer is $3,500. $3,500. That's 6 times. Well, actually, the offer she was selling was $1,500. So that's 6 times 1,500. Let me do the math on that real quick. She made $9,000 that month. $9,000 that month. When perfectionism broke off of her, she made $9,000. How about you? What would $9,000 do for your business? And I'm not talking about $9,000 spread out across 3 months. I'm talking about $9,000 in 1 month. I want you to imagine that. What would it do for your business? Does that mean that you can finally hire staff? Does that mean that you will be able to go on vacation, that family vacation that you have been putting off for so many years because you're always working or there never seems to be enough money? Hey, Calvin, how you doing? If you were able to make $9,000 in 1 month, would that prove to you that social media actually works? I know it did for Maria Yolene. And let me tell you this, Maria Yolene, she runs a nonprofit. That's her first business. And she started a second business to bring in additional income. And now she has a strategy where she can consistently bring in $9,000 a month. Yeah, T. Gray said, I will believe it. That's our goal. Our goal is to show you how to sell your services online so that now you're reaching your audience. But the thing that is hindering you, whether it's perfectionism, imposter syndrome, fear of sounding salesy, fear of being judged, we help break that off of you so that you can take off because you were not called to play small. You were not called to be invisible, and you were not called to be the best kept secret. You were called to be on high profile podcasts. You were called to be on bigger stages, and you were called to reach the masses. If you keep telling yourself, I'm going to post this video, but if I could just reach one person, that's you playing small. God does not want your business to play small because your business is the one that's going to change this world. When you started the business, it was to help people build generational wealth. It was so that you can leave a financial legacy for your family. It was so that you can help people live a better life. So why are you playing small by allowing the fear of selling to hinder you from actually selling? Let's break that off of you. DM me the word challenge accepted. Join us in the challenge so we can help you. Hey, Jonathan, how you doing? Because that's our goal, is to be able to help you show up boldly, confidently, and sell. All right. TikTok is giving me that puzzle thing. So give me a second. There we go. All right. So again, I'm walking you through the number one marketing shift. Awesome. Yes, T. Gray, I'm going to take a screenshot and send you the DM shortly once this live ends, right? The number one marketing shift that got me 31 leads in 30 days is the cash method. The C again stands for create binge-worthy videos. This is what I've been teaching this entire time. The A stands for attract leads with valuable lives. The S stands for shift beliefs that block sale. And I want to give you the last one, which is H, handle the sale in the DMs. Handle the sale in the DMs. There are some of you where you have heard this strategy. Put out a video, offer a lead magnet, bring them on your email list, and sell. That strategy is lucrative and it works. But there's another strategy where you can actually sell in your DMs so that you can get the conversion in the DMs. I also worked this strategy in 2023 and it really, really helped. Why? Because conversation leads to conversions. There's some people who are following you now They love what you're talking about. They love what you're selling, but they haven't bought yet because they still feel like they don't know you. Not enough trust has been built yet. And they're not sure if what you're selling is going to work for them. But if you can handle the sale in the DMs, if you can have a conversation without making it feel awkward, it feels very natural and organic to them, then they will buy. That's it. I've met clients where you don't feel like selling in the DMs because it feels icky. And the icky comes from you feel like you're talking to a stranger. But do you know that that's the point of social media? The point of social media is to bring people together from all around the world. I have met great friends on social media just from sliding in their DMs. Okay? One of my girls, she's not on here now, but on Instagram, on TikTok, her name is Building a Business with God. We met because I slid into her DMs. She was watching my live video. And how many of you know this? This is a really good tea for TikTokers. They don't do this anywhere else, just TikTok. I guess you can do it on LinkedIn too. But on TikTok, after people watch your live videos, you can go into the analytics and see who watched your videos. So I saw that she watched my videos and I saw that we were doing the same thing. So I slid into her DMs. That was back in February. We became friends. Now, we wouldn't have been friends if I felt like, oh, this feels weird. It feels like I'm talking to a stranger. That's the point of social media. You are talking to a stranger. Your goal is to make that stranger a friend or a believer in what you're selling, right? So that one was actually a friendship. But I have gotten so many clients. One of my clients, where I talk about her all the time, I'm shocked I didn't talk about her on this live video, but her name is Christina. She is a career coach. She helps men and women land their dream jobs working from home, making six figures. That's what she does. Before working with me, she only had 474 followers. She watched my live video. I slid into her DMs and asked her, what stood out to you? She told me what stood out to her. I then asked her if she wanted to hop on a call. She said yes. And when she hopped on the call, she bought from me. That was 2022. Do you know that since she has worked with me, she has been able to grow her following to over 40,000 followers. She has been able to, she has gotten 300 new email subscribers from one video. She was booked up for 2 months. She made 10 sales from one video, got 30 leads from one video. I'm not talking about just one video. I mean, like she had one video, each video got her these results, right? But imagine if I was afraid to sell in the DMs. Imagine if I kept looking at her like she was a stranger. She would not have gotten any of those results. And to this day, she still thanks me because she'll get comments and testimonies from her audience who says, I'm so happy I found you. I'm so grateful I found you. I needed you. And she'll send me the testimony and she'll be like, thank you. They wouldn't have found me if it wasn't for you. And that's because I didn't let sliding in someone's DMs hinder me. Imagine your next $10,000 client coming from a DM that you send. Would that bother you? Some of you are thinking, oh my goodness, I feel awkward selling in the DMs. But would you still feel awkward if you made $10,000 from it? The awkwardness is only coming from the fact that you don't know how to do it yet. But we show you how to do it. And we show you how to keep on doing it. So that now when you're doing it, guess what? You sell. Kelly, when she joined us in the challenge, she already had a following on Instagram, 30,000 people, but she did not know how to sell. So we gave her this same strategy. Start DMing your audience. And guess what happened? She got 6 new clients in 1 month. And one of those clients came from her raising her price. Because as I said before, I show you how to sell high ticket. So if you come into the challenge and your price is too low, I'm going to encourage you to increase it and show you how. I don't just tell you to raise your price just to raise your price. Because every time you raise your price, you have to change your audience. So I have to show you how to increase the price and how to speak to a new audience who will afford it. That way, you're not out here drowning, just selling stuff that nobody wants to buy. That's our goal, is to make sure that you build a lucrative business with your marketing. Everything that we're teaching you is marketing. Marketing is the lifeline of your business. Without it, you will not succeed. How do I know? Because there is no business out there that you know about that didn't have marketing. And I'm going to prove it to you. How many of you have ever heard of Apple? And I'm not talking about the fruit. I'm talking about the actual products. If you've ever heard of Apple, drop a me in the chat, right? Okay, Calvin says barriers to selling, not knowing the worth of your product, not understanding the scale of your work, not familiar with how to present the products as service. Yup. Those are all the things that we cover in the challenge. Thank you for writing that, Calvin. And it's so specific, right? Okay, so how many of you have ever heard of Apple? Drop a me in the chat. I see some of you shaking your heads like, yes. No, I can't actually see you clearly, but I know that a lot of you have heard of Apple. How many of you have ever heard of Forever 21? Drop a me in the chat. If you've ever heard of Forever 21, drop a me in the chat. And some of you are like, yup, I'm wearing a shirt right now from Forever 21. And then how many of you have ever heard of Gatorade, that power drink? Yup. The only reason why you ever heard of these businesses is because of their marketing. How many of you have ever heard of Joe Schmo from down the block? Probably not, because I just made him up. Absolutely. But also, you wouldn't have heard about him because he has no marketing. Your marketing is the number one thing that you need in your business. Without it, you are not going to thrive. Sales is definitely important, but you can't get to the sales unless people know about you. Marketing is the lifeline of your business, and then you can increase your sales. So our goal in the challenge is to help you to overcome what is blocking you from selling. It's to help you to start to sell through your social media so you can see that it works. You don't have to only rely on word of mouth. You don't only have to rely on referrals. You don't have to go to a million networking events just to hit your numbers. You can have video content working on your behalf, continuously converting on your behalf without you having to show up every day. I don't show up every day because that's exhausting. I know I look 25, but I'm not. I'm 37. Okay. So me posting 3 or 4 times a day, it's over for that. I got to put out the content that's going to grow my following, the content that's going to build my engagement, and the content that's going to get me sales. That's what I do. And I show all of you to do that too. Why? Because my clients are over 40. They're over 40. So that's the goal for them. If they're over 40, they can't post 3 or 4 times a day. If they're over 40, they can't post every single day, especially if you're running a successful business already. They can't do that. And so what do? We show you how to put out your content in a way that is still going to convert for you. Black Pilot's Corner, what you talking about that I'm lying? Is it because you see me every day, so you think I'm showing up every day? But no, I'm not showing up every day. That's the point. The point is to put out my content in a way where it looks like I'm physically showing up every day, but I'm not. That's just part of my marketing strategy so that I'm always top of mind for you. Oh, you're talking about my age. I'm done. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm definitely 37, turning 38 in a month, by the way, y'all. My birthday is September 5th, September 5, and I turned 38. I know some people do not believe that I'm 37, but I am a whole 37. Y'all should see my sister. My sister is 36 and she looks like she's 18. It's kind of crazy. Right? Okay. So if you have been in here and you love everything that I've been talking about, oh, hey, Virgo's in the building. That's what I'm talking about. Black Potter's Corner said, my birthday is the 4th. I love it. You and Beyonce got the same birthday. Her birthday is the 4th as well. Okay, if you have been in here, you love everything that I'm talking about, join us in the AI Content to Cash Challenge. In this challenge, our goal is to show you how to create content that sells in 5 days or less. Oh, T. Gray, your birthday's coming up. Oh, you a Virgo too? How many Virgos we got in this? How many Virgos we got in this? We got 3 Virgos so far. That's what's up. I love me some Virgos. No, I don't believe in the signs or anything like that, but I do like repping Virgos really hard. Mainly because I grew up with that song. What's your zodiac sign, Virgo? What's your zodiac sign? I grew up on that. So like it's popping. But a shout out to all the Virgos. Our season is coming up. Where are we? We're like We're 10 days away from Virgo season, and Virgo season is definitely popping. Right? Okay. Yes, we definitely vibe really well. I get along with so many Virgos. Like it's amazing. Awesome. All right. So if you want to join us in the AI Content to Cash Challenge, again, our goal is to show you how to create content that sells in 5 days or less. What does that look like? It looks like having structure for your videos. So instead of just showing up and saying anything in your videos, the goal is for you to actually know what to say to get your audience to buy. The goal is for you to show up and know what videos grow your following, and know what videos get your audience to comment, and know what videos get your audience to buy. That's what we show you in the challenge in just 5 days. Why? Because it doesn't take 30 days. It doesn't take 28 hours, 28 years. It takes 5 days to learn how to do this. And when we do it, we go deep. So this is not high level information that goes over your head. We don't do that. We don't bamboozle you thinking you're coming in to learn one thing and then we teach you something else, or we tell you we're going to teach you something and we don't actually teach it. We don't do that. We operate in integrity. So what you're coming for the challenge for is to learn how to create the content that's going to sell to your audience. Learn how to create the content that's going to grow your platform massively. Why? Because you have been called to bigger and to much more and to expand. So if you're like, I want that, I want to join you, DM me the word challenge accepted. If you're on Instagram, LinkedIn, or YouTube or TikTok. If you're on YouTube, the website is displayed on the screen right now. So you can just head to contenttocashchallenge.com/VIP to secure your ticket. Again, the first 5 people to sign up for VIP will get access to the AI Content Generator Pro. This AI Content Generator Pro gives you the content ideas, writes your scripts for you, writes your headlines, your captions, and your hooks for you, so that you don't have to figure it out on your own. Calvin said, mindset can motivate the ability to perceive the transitions needed to excel. Mental fluidity helps you to adjust to need that is assessed, right? So here's the thing. Mindset. That's the biggest thing that Calvin wrote inside the chat. Some of you, what's hindering you from your success today is the mindset. And we help you to overcome the mindset of sounding salesy, the mindset of feeling like an imposter, so that you can show up confidently and sell. Why? Because social media is 80% mindset, 20% skill set. I can show you all the skills in the world, but if you do not get out of your own way, you will never sell and scale your business. So if you're like, that's me, I'm ready, DM me the word challenge accepted on TikTok. I'm going to see if I can display this on the screen again. All right. There you go. So it's displayed on the screen. Send me your email address while you're at it, because sometimes you don't get my DMs, but you can definitely get my email, where I'll personally send you an invite to the challenge. Again, the challenge is for the coach who's already at 6 figures using social media. You already have an audience, but you're not sure how to convert those followers into customers. We show you how to do that. The challenge is also for the business owner or the service provider where you're hesitating to sell in your videos. We show you how to sell without sounding salesy, and we show you what to say in your videos to get your audience to buy. And lastly, the challenge is also for the coach or service provider where selling isn't your issue, but visibility is. You're already getting the sales in your business, but your following doesn't match that. Online, it looks like you're a regular schmegular business owner, but in your local community, you're making impact and you're doing amazing, right? And so what we do is we show you how to build that same influence online so that now your following matches the income that you're bringing in. So if you're like, that's me, feel free to join us in the challenge. DM me the word challenge accepted so that you can get access to it. Again, the first 5 people to sign up will get access to the AI Content Generator Pro. All right, so tomorrow I'll be back with another live, which I can't really see right now because my screen has completely gone frozen. So let me tell you what live I'll be back with tomorrow. I only go live. I only go live Tuesdays through Thursdays at 9 a.m. Eastern. So they are scheduled out. I go live on all of my platforms. If you want to get access to my live videos, feel free to join me. Let me just see if I can log in real quick. to tell you what my next live video is. Yep, here we go. Y'all know when Google just like kicks you out because you have to re-sign in? That's what just happened to me. Okay, so my next live video is going to be tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern. I'm going to be talking about 5 reasons you're not getting clients from your content. That's what I'm talking about tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern. Y'all have a great day.